Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Meno Lounge. I'm Julie Gordon-White, CEO of MenoWell, Menopause Energy and Protein Bars. And I'm so excited to actually be back at my desk studio. I have been gone for literally 18 days doing all things menopause in New York. So stand by for all the updates and photos. I have so many, I kind of overwhelmed myself with all the photos. So it's such a fantastic trip to be with everybody. You know, so many doctors, experts, brands, advocates, educators, and cool just women who want to learn more about navigating for their own body. So stand by. I've got a lot for you. Okay, you know, when you're gone for 18 days, the digging out is real. So anywho, I'm so excited about our guest today. She was one of the very first people I ever met when I started MenoWell, back when it was named something else. And she gave me so much support and advice. We actually met for lunch. You know what? I'm just going to bring her up. Hang on, stay tuned. Here she comes. Let's see. Out today. Hi, Christine. I see you. Hi, everybody. Glad you're here. Here she comes.
Hello.
Oh, if I knew you were wearing your hat, I'd be wearing my hat right now, for sure.
Yeah. Party at the top. God knows what's down here.
I love it so much. I love it. Ellen, so good to see you. Everyone, this is Ellen Dolgen. She is literally the OG original advocate in this space, talking about education over 20 years. She's been on every single show, you know, from Katie Couric, just recently, again, Good Morning America, the Today Show, Oprah Radio. I mean, on every single outlet, because she has been advocating for women in menopause. She doesn't want anybody to suffer, especially when it comes to the V. And she actually really set me straight, because we met one day in San Diego, in Del Mar, for lunch, right?
Yeah, you drove in. It was so sweet.
So fun. So fun. And I asked you about, okay, Ellen, I'm really struggling with, dry. And you're like, girlfriend, let me just tell you. So saved my life. But I'm so excited because you've launched a new course, which I know is so thoughtful. But let's just go back a little bit, Ellen.
Sure.
Remind everybody, why did you decide 20 years ago or so to say, I need to raise my hand for women in the stages of menopause?
Well, first of all, it's so great to see you and to be with you. And I think about you often because guess what's always in my purse? And but and also at my Menopause Mondays parties.
Yes.
But anyway, yes, I literally knew nothing about menopause, like most women still today, which is really upsetting to me, which is why I'm glad we're both on this mission. I was in my mid-40s in the middle of a business meeting when I suddenly completely lost my train of thought. I don't mean that it was a blip. I literally couldn't grab the words to finish my sentence. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of startling. Mm-hmm. And luckily my husband and I worked together, so he sort of saw that I was having a problem and he started to chime in and finish my sentence. And like most women, I sort of pretended I'm fine, because we all want to be fine, because we have a huge to-do list and we're not on it usually. Right. So what happened was I kind of just left it off and said, oh, I'm tired, or but no, I was not tired. These issues of horrid brain fog kept happening every day. And it wasn't just in business meetings, it was also socially. Yeah. And then I started having insomnia. And then I started having emotional highs and lows. Like I felt like I was on like a roller coaster and somebody opened the door when it was at the top. And I was just hanging there with no support. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Mm-hmm. So, luckily for me, I ended up in the kitchen of a retired gynecologist when I was drying a wine glass and I burst into tears for no reason. Yeah. And he
Well,
sort of,
there was a reason. There was a
yeah,
reason. Yeah.
I know, but no one had told me a sad story.
Right.
So I'm like hysterical crying, and it's just tears are dripping down my face.
Mm.
And I think I thought I was in a safe place because he was a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a
Mm-hmm.
friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just came out,
Yeah.
you know, how that can happen. And he said to me, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh my God, Joe, I can't sleep. I can't think. I have these emotional highs and lows. I'm crying in your kitchen. I just had the best dinner party with you."
Right.
And he
Right. You're
says,
like, why?
"Yeah," I said, "I think I'm in the early stages of dementia, so don't
Mm.
tell David because I think he'll freak out." And he said, "Trust me, you're not." He puts his arms around me and he said, "You're in perimenopause and your 40s is the exact age." And
Yeah.
I said, "What the heck are you telling me I'm in
So he actually
menopause?"
said perimenopause back
Mhm,
then, right?
mhm,
Because
mhm.
I mean, it's perimenopause is just now surfacing again, where all the conversation's been
Yeah.
in menopause. So,
Well, he
wow,
specialized in menopause as well as OBGYN, which is not always the case, as
no,
we both know.
as we
And
know.
so he said to me, you're going to be fine. I'm going to educate you. I'm going to teach you everything. I'm going to get you the right doctors. I'm going to help you. Da, 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 da.
Mm.
And he did. For
Mm.
months, I went to lunch with him. I took kind of like a class with him, and I tried to understand blah, blah, all the details. And that's when I got mad, like really
That's
mad.
when it went from terrified to angry, right?
Yeah. And
That's
then that's when my vagina business started. And I wrote books. I've written 3 books. I started my trademark Menopause Mondays blog. I started speaking around the United States, having menopause parties. I've been on all the national TV shows and news shows. Like you said recently, you know, CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley and Good Morning America. And, you know, I'll go anywhere to help women not go through what I went through. And so, you know, I think what's happening is we're in the middle of a menopause revolution. And I kind of call myself one of the leaders, or many, of the menopause revolution, because I think what's happening now is women are done.
Yeah.
They're done not having the information. They are demanding the resources.
Right.
They want to understand, how does your menopause journey affect your family planning?
Right.
No one's ever talked about that to
Yeah.
women. Yes,
Perimenopausal women are still having babies. I mean, it's just
right. I
extra
call
tricky.
it, yeah. So it's like pre-menopause is your fertility years, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
no one explains how that is impacted by perimenopause. And then
Mm-hmm.
we have menopause, which of course is a blip of a day, and then we have
For
postmenopause. So
life. Yeah.
yeah, for life. So women are demanding the information, and my Fearless Vagina, a crash course in mastering menopause, is the answer to that.
I love it. I love it. So I went on and got a little preview. By the way, your new website is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So easy to navigate. You know, all the
Coming
good
from
things.
you, that's quite the compliment. Thank you.
Ellen, how many blogs do you have on your
Oh my
website?
God. I've been blogging for 20 years.
I know.
Once a week.
I know. So if you want a database, literally a database of information to get your crash course from not just like the medical perspective, although Ellen has done her homework. She's, you know, so you're kind of like a doctor, you play one
Well,
on.
I'm not a doctor, but I go and I interview all the specialists.
Right. You're a
And I go
researcher, I would
to
say.
the
Yes.
Menopause Society conventions and I access all the information. So I feel like women feel I'm a trusted source.
Right.
Plus I had the course vetted by a fertility specialist and a menopause specialist. And they checked everything to make sure that I was giving trusted information. So I was happy. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you always are fantastic about making sure. You know, I know when we first spoke, you're like, I don't know, I need to look at those bars and I need to see. I mean, you are really, really strict about the information you consume and share forward. And so that's why you are a trusted voice in this space.
And actually,
so
your bars are one of the few products I've ever endorsed because
I
they're
know
so
you. I remember you told me that. I think you even told me that your grandson was eating them too.
my
That's
grandson, who is a very picky eater,
yeah.
and we're trying to get nutrition in this kid, loves them.
Well, there you go. And Sarah says, yeah,
Oh,
and the kids love the
she's
barge.
still there. She's
Oh,
on. They're
there's
still
Sarah.
loving.
Hi, Sarah. Lucky Sarah. Sarah's been benefiting from your experience from day one, the day she came
Yes,
out,
yes.
right?
Well,
So,
she's in her mid 40s now, and all her friend group
yeah.
is right there. And I'm happy that they're going to have this information. Many of them have come to my Menopause Mondays parties and been on some of the TV shows that we've recorded here for CBS, A New Morning, etc. And I'm so
Yeah.
happy that they're not going to have to suffer like many of us did.
Like many of us did and are and still are, Ellen.
I
You know,
know.
I was just in an audience of 300 women or so at an event, at the Swell event in New York, and there's still so many women that don't know. They just are still so hungry for information. So we need all the voices, and you're such an important voice in this conversation. Look
Oh,
at
thank you.
proud Sarah. Mom has helped so many of her friends. So true, right? I love that. Like, Sarah, you're the most popular woman on the block right now, right? Like, can we go to your mom's house? Girls' night out is at your beautiful place in San Diego. Okay, so let's talk about the course. So
Okay.
why did you decide now, Ellen? I mean, you've been producing this incredible content for so long. Why did you decide a course?
Okay, so that's a good question. And I talked about this also when they interviewed me for CBS Sunday Morning. I asked them what they thought of the course, the producer, after the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, course versus another book, and I sort of was brainstorming. And I was thinking, because when I travel around speaking at corporate wellness events, and companies call and reach out and bring me in to speak for an hour virtually and also in person, I feel like I wanted to leave also with people with a course, because an hour conversation is kind of not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are a lot of great books on the market right now, but I thought there was a place for a course. This course has 5 modules, each about 20 minutes, and you're able to take this course at your own speed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I recommend doing a module a week. You could binge it, whatever. You can listen to it while
It's
you're
going
on
to
your
be
walk.
something you want to hear more than once for sure.
Exactly.
And that's a bonus. And I love that you said, I love, putting movement into it. So listen to it while you're walking and then watch it again when you're sitting or cooking or
It's
whatever.
hard for me to watch myself in this course. Who likes to watch yourself this long? I mean, I was looking at the course and I was like, oh man, I should have done my hair better. I should,
No, you're
I
always on
can't,
point. You're
I
always
can't
on
even,
point, Ellen.
yeah,
Come on.
I can't even watch myself that long, but hopefully somebody else can. But you can also listen. Actually, it's selling like hotcakes, so I'm good.
You're good.
But clearly, no one's bothered. But you can literally listen only or watch and listen, whatever is comfortable. But I think the key here is that it's affordable. I didn't make it. It's under $100.
It's $97, people.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Sarah said stop it. Christine said yes, women are getting the wrong information. Christine said that, and Sarah said stop it on the hair thing. Okay. So but $97.
Yeah,
That is the best investment you can make, because you can go back to it over and over. You can watch it with your friends, have a little watch party. You can watch the M Factor and then have everybody come back the next week and do the course together. It's so important that I think having video content, it's how we like to consume a lot of things now anyway, Ellen. But $97, I love that you made it so accessible.
Women, you can't afford not to take the course.
Is
that the way? Right? Because it is so inexpensive and it's going to change your life.
It is. Okay.
You.
My favorite information consumer here, Ollie Cassie, aka Christine, says, "What's the name of the course?" Which we haven't said again.
Fearless Vagina, a crash course in mastering menopause.
I love it. And they can find it. Let's just tell them to go to
ellendolgen.com or fearlessvagina.com, both.
either way.
And
if you search
by
Ellen,
the way, who doesn't want to be a fearless vagina?
I know. We need to do a hat exchange.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yes, and I have a merchandise store that is also selling like hotcakes.
I
Because
saw that.
right now, women are empowered.
Right.
And I think women are standing up and speaking out. And a lot of them are wearing my Fearless Vagina t-shirts and mugs and coffee cups. And they're great gift ideas for birthdays and Christmas and Hanukkah. Because
so when you turn 50,
empowered.
you get a Fearless Vagina, like, birthday present kit, right? Like all the things. I love it. We need to do a gift box. Ellen, you said a really important word, right? You said empowerment. You know, MenoWell bars are about nutrition, but we're about empowerment. You know, that, you know, bars signal to a woman that she's doing something for herself, self-care, she's important. How is your course and the Fearless Vagina signaling as well about the empowerment of menopause?
Yeah, well, literally, I think I've got about 5 points that are really similar to what you also endorse, which is, first of all, take your power back.
Yeah.
And how do you take your power back? Well, you understand the various stages that we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
The pre-menopause, peri-menopause, and post-menopause. And you understand how it affects your happiness and your well-being. And then number 2, you control your symptoms. Yeah. This is empowerment. This is what the course will teach you. You get to take control. You're not out of control.
That's a huge part, because we feel so out of control about what's happening to our bodies. And if we don't have the right doctor, they don't know. And then we have lots of people saying yes to hormone replacement, no to hormone replacement, you know, all the things. It's so confusing. We feel so out of control.
Well, you're going to learn to take control with this course. How's that going to work? Well, you're going to easily track your symptoms. You're going to find a menopause specialist. You're going to learn all about the facts about hormone therapy, not misinformation, but facts, current. You're going to learn about non-hormonal treatments. You're going to learn about lifestyle changes that you can easily make.
Yeah.
And then number 3, you're going to learn how to protect your vaginal health and your overall health. Because what women don't understand is that you have to take care of you, not just everybody else in your life, right? And your vagina is not just for sex. It's a body part.
It's a really important body part that needs to stay healthy and plump and all the good things.
Oh, I don't need to do anything. I don't have a partner. I'm like, what? No.
This is where I would say, Felicia, come on, you know. Yes.
So, you know, you're going to learn how to improve your vaginal, sexual, and urinary health. You're going to learn how to protect your bone health. You're going to learn how to protect your heart health. You're going to learn all about your mental health. This is number 3. And number 4 is you're going to transform your life. How are you going to do that? You're going to boost your energy.
Huge.
You're going to sleep. You're going to learn how to sleep better. You're going to learn how to retain your vitality through exercise, nutrition, and also stress busting tools. Wow. Because we all need them.
Yes, we do.
You don't have to go to a big, you know, center to learn that. I got this in this course.
And what I like too is that because there's so much information all over, I love that it's all contained in one place, you know, in a trusted source. And then you can just, I focus on, you know, how do we eliminate things as we're in midlife? Because instead of piling on more things, how do we get one thing? I'm a big advocate of one thing. Like, what's the one thing that's going to move the needle? And your course is a one thing. I love that.
Yeah, I think that's actually true. And then the last 5th thing is, which I think is really important, especially today, and it's really something we have to keep yelling about is how to be confident in the workplace. And that is an important topic, whether you work at home, which is a job, or whether you work in the office, or whatever you do, you need to understand how that your health impacts your work, and how to get that confidence back, and how to ask for what you need at work. And I have all of that. So by the time you're done, you'll know how to demand for a menopause friendly workspace. And it's better, it works, it's a win-win for the company too, because as you know, companies are losing billions of dollars also because of menopause, and not
women exiting the workplace at the peak of their experience, knowledge, confidence, and also their own earning power. And then just it's too much to handle, and they're not supported in the workplace. So what you're doing is so important.
I think the financial impact on the US was like $2 billion a year of lost income. And 30 billion in medical expenses, unnecessary, I might add, because if you take this course, you will learn how to be healthy through this whole process. And that's my goal, is to stay healthy. I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't love to, I don't love to exercise, but I exercise, I can think of a lot of other things.
Well, I think most people feel that way, but we know the trade-off. So go ahead. What's your motivation?
Well, I want to stay healthy, right? Also, so I have tips on what to do that makes it fun. And that's where I think being a layperson like myself and not a medical professional is helpful, because this course is in layperson speak. I mean, I'm not talking about, the intricacies that a medical professional maybe might talk about, like, let's say if you're gaining weight. I mean, I'm not talking about the glucose index and all this technical stuff, because, frankly, I don't give a damn. I just want to know what I'm supposed to do so that I can get this muffin top. That's all I care about. Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to that module. See, this is what I love about you. You're like, nope, I don't really care about all that stuff. That's all great. We know it's there, but just what do I need to do? Tell me. So that's what I mean about the one thing you can get focused. And Christine said, I would be getting it right now if I didn't want to hear more from you guys. So I love it. And she will, because she is that person.
I know women are concerned about hormone therapy, and they don't understand what's bioidentical, what isn't. I go over all this in the course. I know women don't know what to eat. They don't know that protein is really important at this age. I talk about this in the course. They don't know the different, whether it's safe to take hormones, because they've heard so much misinformation. Their head spins. They're going to actually be able to base their health care on facts instead of fear after this course. And they're going to even know how to talk to a doctor.
Which is huge, because that's very frustrating. We know that once women actually get the education, by the way, Yvette says, yes, this course is for me. I'm 54 and I'm going through a lot since I found out I'm going through menopause. Just the mindset alone, like, oh, wow, this is what it is. But once you educate yourself, you need to know how to talk to your doctor, because your doctor might not be supportive of what you want to do. So I love that you've included that in the course, Ellen.
Yeah, it's complicated. Sometimes we're dismissed, and you're traveling around doing some fantastic things, and your bars are like opening the doors to conversations, because honestly, my whole life revolves around food. Let's be honest. And I mean, it's a big part.
Well, and your daughter is a fantastic chef.
She's an amazing private chef. If you need one, find her at Cooking with Love. Cooking apostrophe and with love.
Sarah.
But anyway, so you and I have the same passion, which is simply to make sure women are empowered to get the help they need and deserve. My motto is suffering in silence is out, reaching out is in, because women are suffering for no reason.
We're still suffering, and more women are suffering every day, as over 6,000 women step into a stage of menopause every
Every day.
single
Totally.
day, and they are not equipped. They are not equipped. They don't know.
And we have to continue trying to break that, you know, because frankly, there a lot of the wind is trying to pull us back a little, and we've got to keep pulling ourselves forward, you know, and moving forward in this world, because our daughters and granddaughters and their granddaughters and daughters, and you know, it's enough. We got to stop this lack of education. I mean, absolutely. I'm done with it. I'm so furious with it.
Fortunately, the Gen Xers are done with it. You know, you're way ahead of your time, Ellen, because most women in your time frame when you were going through it, they were not talking about it. Their mothers never talked about it. My mom barely talked about it, but I, you know, squeezed it out of her. But they weren't talking about it. And which is why, you know, you had an extra hard experience. And so, you know, Sarah and her crew, they're like, oh, hell no, somebody better tell me about this, you know. So that's really helped lift this conversation. They're demanding information that they can action. You know, they're not going to just accept it and move on.
You have a good point, because back in the day when I first started out, I couldn't even say the word vagina. I mean, I went to
menopause. Right?
They let me say menopause, but I was on national NBC. I remember the Today Show and the producer telling me that back in those days that on my original, I've been on many times, but you know, Ellen, don't use the word, you know. And I'm like, no, what word are you talking about? He goes, you know, down there. I said, you mean vagina? He's like, I thought the guy was going to faint. I mean, I don't know what he thought I said. But to be fair, my mom never thought I should say the word vagina. I was brought up very puritanical. So when I told her I was going in the vagina business, it was tough for her.
He was like, can't you just be an accountant? Yeah.
Are you use that word on purpose? I'm like, Mom, we're taking back the word vagina.
Yeah.
That's a body part. It's not something bad. No. So why did I call it Fearless Vagina? That's exactly why. Because you have to be fearless, you have to be strong, and then you can crash this menopause thing and get the help you need.
So good, Ellen. So good, from A to B. So good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Fun fact, didn't you do a musical with your son? What did you do with your son? Or did you write your books with your son?
Oh yeah, all my books. Of course, you know, when I got mad, I decided to write a book 20 years ago, but I'm not a writer. I didn't know anything about writing. So I wrote the book. I didn't text in those days. I called my son. I said, do you think you could edit the book when you come home? He was a great writer. And he said, yeah. So he comes home for the holidays from NYU. Yeah. And both Sarah and Jack went to NYU. And he said, Mom, I said, I want to show you the book. He goes, okay. So he starts to walk in the office. I said, no, it's on the living room floor. He said, you hand wrote the book? I said, yeah. I know. Yeah, what was I supposed to do? Mom, have you ever used a Word document? No. So anyhow, he had empathy. After all, I did change his diapers. So he decided to help me. Well, I asked him, and he couldn't say no. And he helped me write all the books. We actually co-authored them together. But in those days, having your son, you know, co-author a book with you was a little bit not a good idea. So we said the books were by E, which represented everyone, because it was everyone's story. And anyway, and then Sarah helped me with the PR, because she was in New York too, but she was doing PR, and she's good at that. So it was a family affair. And David boxing up the books and shipping them out. And then, of course, the book got picked up by Hyperion Voice, the division of Disney ABC, and then we really became much more professional.
I love it. This is what this menopause conversation is all about. It's that grassroots, and you know, bringing in whoever we need to elevate the conversation. And I am so honored to be speaking with you, to know you, because you have been doing this before it was cool, you know, doing it when it was hard, and only because you felt so personally passionate about helping women so they didn't have the same kind of experience you did. So Ellen, we are grateful for you.
Oh,
Everybody here.
thank
Fashionalities, Natasha said, she's nodding her head over here. I'm teaching my daughters too, and her son, and I'm pretty sure she's out of the country watching this. So really, I mean, thank you. Thank you so much. It's just you're everything in this space. And as a pioneer, pioneers kind of get shot in the back usually, you know, when you're the first one out there.
Yeah.
So thank you
You
for
have
your
to be
staying power.
tenacious.
Yes.
You know,
And reinventing the journey, you know, look at what you've done. So you produce all of these incredible blogs. So make sure everybody please go to Ellen Dolgen, DOLGEN.com, and see all of her content there. Get the course, buy the course as a gift for a friend. $97. You will not regret it. You know, we've got to invest in ourselves. That's such a small amount of money that you're going to watch that thing like 20 times, because you're going to go through it once walking, then you're going to go through it watching, and then you're going to have some experience like, oh, I didn't have a dry vagina, but now I do. Crap, what chapter is that? Let me go back to that module and look at that again. So it's going to pay for itself. This is what you call an ROI, like buying shoes and purses. Not so much. Investing in your menopause education. Absolutely.
well,
absolutely.
you are so kind, and I really appreciate your helping me get the word out to the sisterhood, because I really hope that we can, you know, eliminate any woman from being alone and struggling like I did. I mean, it was really a horrible time in my life, and probably my family's life. So nobody has to do that.
And how long have you been married to your?
Oh,
you're so cute.
We've been, my favorite
I love you,
is the chocolate.
Ellen. Can I just say that?
I love the chocolate. Honest God. I feel like I'm eating a candy bar. It's so. Well, we've known each other 49 years. This year, I probably had chocolate in my teeth now.
No, you don't. You look stunning. But this is like the best. I've never had somebody eat a bar on the Meno Lounge. So, of course, as usual, you are the first of all things.
You'll find this funny. You know, I just am moderating some big event next week for a research institute, and they're doing a women's center. They're creating a women's research center, and they asked me to be the moderator. And I said to them, I just want you to know, I don't do anything in moderation. And David's been trying to moderate me for years. Are you sure you got the right person? And they said yes. So we'll see how that goes.
I love it. It just speaks. It's just yet another point of evidence of you, you know, leaning into your experience, you know, to keep your marriage rich and sexy and all the things. Sorry, Sarah. All this time. My mom's a good example. I know she knows you. I don't even have to say that, but I love it so much. You are just my favorite, and I don't know why we don't get to spend more time in IRL.
I know you're coming to San Diego. You got to come back.
You know, sooner. I hope. You know, I just came back from 18 days in New York, so
I know. God,
it's I'm like behind. I'm like down this, you know, digging myself out, but in the best way.
Well, here's the thing. I think we could get into more trouble together. So let's talk offline.
Okay, I agree.
Look out, world.
We'll be cooking up something soon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Go to Ellen Dolgen. First of all, of course, follow Ellen on Instagram at Menopause Mondays. And then go to ellendolgen.com, get the course, get one for your friend, have a watch party, watch the M Factor film, watch the course together, and just, you know, create some amazing conversation. There's a symptom tracker there too on your site.
Yep. And have a fearless vagina.
And get a hat, damn it.
Get a hat.
Ellen, love you. Thank you. Thank you. Be well, everybody. Sarah,
I really appreciate all you do for the women. You're great.
Gotcha. I'm just following your footsteps.
Oh, bye-bye, sweetie.
Be well, everyone. Bye-bye.